sponge-worthy.
Bring on. Devil.
Take a little
There's
nose.
a devil. Devil. All right.
Special Olympics.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ron, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Welcome back once again to the basement of Baron Morbid. I, as always, am your host, Baron Morbid. My lovely co-host, Jacques Straub. How's it going there, Jacques?
Doing all right.
Well, we found some things recently that we thought would be nice included into the basement. I thought we'd start out with, what'd you name this guy? Bram?
Yeah.
This is Bram, everybody. And he has a switch in the back.
What'd you make him? Oh, you made him work. And he does the whole song.
And he does the whole song.
So if you don't turn him off immediately, he gets annoying.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's a good
I
song.
love me some Monster Mash. I think it's off.
But all naughty.
But the funny part is you have to like seal up his battery pack in his guts back here. So I think there's a switch somewhere else that does the.
Is it like on his foot or something?
I think it's like a more of a visual. Yeah. Ah!
Let me take a.
Alright, so Jacques gonna take care of Brom, and then we want to introduce you to Olga. We're pretty sure she's haunted.
He's got noodle legs. It ain't his
Yeah.
legs.
We're pretty sure Olga is haunted. I'd like camera person Dandelion to, for the first time in forever, do a close-up of her feet. I'll stay put. You do the close-up. Let me know when you need me to move.
For the first time ever, we're doing a feet close-up.
You got them? You see that it looks like she's wearing shoes, but if you look, those are her naked feet that somebody used paint to make it look like shoes. We're pretty sure she's haunted. So that's Olga.
Yeah, I can't find it.
We'll keep her around. You never know.
Literally
She
without,
can stay in the Scooby. Oh, I get Bram back.
without the battery pack, he's just a floppy.
And he is a noodle leg. Look at this guy.
He's so floppy.
But his arms have coat hangers in them,
Yeah.
so you can.
And he has like shoulder blades for some reason.
Pose him. He can be like Disco David. Disco David.
You know that classic dance.
That classic
Disco
David. So we'll keep Bram here for the show. Other than that, I think I'll just leave him in the chair when I'm not. Well, he'll make him. If we ever need a rendition of the Monster Mash,
Yeah.
we'll just turn it on and do this for however long that song is.
It's good time.
Because folks,
time
it's
eater.
the whole song. It is. So, our movie today.
Oh, right. We actually show movies.
We show movies. It's a classic.
They all are.
Jacques asked for something more of a thriller than monster movie or anything like that. So I was looking up at our good friends at archive.org. If you want your movies to be challenged on whether or not they're public domain, go to archive.org, because it won't matter. You put it up on YouTube in the Book of the Face and the tweets,
And then people are
and
gonna.
people are still going to go, I own that!
People are gonna start wiping their hands
3
together. And
minutes of your film!
get dollar signs in their eyes.
And then I fight them on YouTube, and I win every time.
Except for that one time.
Except for the lady that made the crappy Santa pillow. We took that part out.
We took that.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we took that part out. Not less than 5 minutes after reposting it. Somebody else tried to claim another part, and I'm like, well, why weren't you there in the first place? Was Santa Pillow Lady first in line, and I gotta take turns with you jokers?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, they usually do it in turns.
I fought them too. And I won. Do you remember a horror house? Don't be a horror host. Horror host out there. Fight them every time.
You
If it's
can,
public domain,
however-
you know it is.
You can be a horror house.
You could be a horror house. I think we've shown that movie though. Horror house?
Horror
Is that a
house?
movie?
Really?
House on Haunted Hill? That's a horror house.
Yeah, but it's not called horror house, is it?
I think there is. We'll have to see if there's a movie called Horror House. And by the way, it's freezing in Michigan right now. So our fourth co-host for the day, besides, 3 of us, fifth co-host will be the furnace.
Yeah.
It will kick on rapidly and often.
The furnace is currently giving its review of Bayonetta 2. Is currently
It's blowing hot air.
no, that
Did we
game's
say
good.
the name of the movie yet?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Fog Island.
Fog Island!
Fog Island.
Jordan Zucco? 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 Zucco, I'm
How's it
thinking
spelled?
Z-U-C-C-O.
Isn't it Zucco?
Oh, God, there's the third pronunciation. I almost went with like Danny Zucco from Greece.
Yeah.
Then I went over to Zucco. Like Yucco.
It's probably not Zucco.
But Zucco, what are you doing over there? Stop that.
Well, we'll put it in post.
We'll put it in, yeah. If you know, tell us.
Well,
It'll be better than the weird comments we get on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about the pagan god Dracula or something, I think was the last.
Pagan god Dracula?
Yeah, it was weird.
He's not a pagan anything.
No, now we'll just get more comments about
He's
feet.
He's some guy that just shoves sticks in people. He's
So, George Zucco and Lionel Atwill,
Ooh.
personal favorite.
Lionel.
A bunch of people get invited to an island full of murder.
Why would you go?
All that, well, they think there's money.
They-
Enough money, people will go to Murder Island. That's so much better than Fog
It's
Island!
gonna stop being Murder Island, and to them it's Money Island.
I'm pretty sure it's Fog Island because if they use fog, they didn't really need an island. They could just use a big Hollywood set and fill it full of fog, and you're like, well, you can't see the island because it's foggy.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
It makes
I
perfect
hate this.
Saves on budget.
Saves on budget.
Ooh.
Foggy. So, we're going to have you
Sure, it's fun.
take off, go watch the first part of Fog Island, and come right back.
Leo, are you out here? thought you had, Leo.
Couldn't you sleep?
No. My room is cold and damp. Only this hateful fog seems to be at home there.
I told you this island was no place for you.
My mother lived here.
And died here. Violently.
She lived here for your sake.
Gail, I don't blame you for resenting me. I hadn't realized the name Leo Granger was still headline news. I never imagined that the press would revive the whole dirty mess again. It did. I shall have to remain isolated here for a long while. But that's no reason for you to stay buried on this forsaken island.
Leo, I don't hold you accountable for the position I find myself in. It's just that, for the present at least, I too would like to avoid the public. In fact, for a while, I'd like not to see anybody.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Gail. If you insist on remaining here.
Why?
There are a few people I must see. Some, shall we say, associates.
You're going to let them come out here?
I'm going to invite them out here.
Surely you don't think they'd accept your invitation. Well, they'd be afraid to.
I have an idea that their greed will outweigh their fear.
Their greed?
Yes. It was their greed that made them invest heavily with me, because they thought I could make more money for them than anyone else. And when my financial empire crashed, they were the first to cry swindler. If I can intimate to them that they will have a chance of sharing in that supposed loot, they'll respond to my invitation.
What was that?
I'm just knocking on my pipe, dear.
No, I meant that noise outside.
Sounded like the branch of a tree. Wind must be coming up. I'll go and see. What is it, Doc?
I thought you might put me up, Leo.
What do you want it for this time?
Oh, merely petty larceny. I had to eat. I couldn't get a job after serving my term review. The newspapers printed our pictures again. Everybody recognized.
It won't be convenient to keep you here too long. I've invited some of our friends over for the weekend.
That crowd that sent us up?
How did you know that?
You're more confidential as my cellmate than as my employer.
And you were less of a menace behind prison bars than you were in my accountant's cage.
I have the same score to settle with that crowd that you have. I could be of help to you.
You might. Let's talk it over. Go to the small door under this balcony. It's open. Wait for me there.
Won't be too long.
I said wait for me there.
I've been thinking. I believe I've discovered why you failed in business. You surrounded yourself with the wrong people.
I didn't surround myself with them. Sylvia Jordan did.
How could she? Blackmail?
Practically. As my secretary, she knew a lot about my private affairs, which gave her a certain amount of influence. Then when I married your mother instead of her, Sylvia became vitriolic. She sold me out to her friends, Richfield, Kavanaugh, a whole double-crossing gang that railroaded me. I wouldn't have cared if they'd stopped at that, but they didn't. One of them, maybe the whole group indirectly, was responsible for the death of your mother.
Leo, what are you saying?
Oh, the circumstances surrounding the murder of your mother was obviously prearranged. Isn't it logical, Gail, that this group, having put me safely away in prison, should come back here to learn from Karma the whereabouts of the fortune I was supposed to have sorted away? Failing, they struck her down fatally. And they ransacked the place until they were disturbed by the launch returning with the servants.
But if any of them did murder Mother, Do you think they'd risk coming back out here?
Now, don't forget, they didn't get what they came after.
I tell you, they won't accept.
Well, let's wait and see.
Bronson, Psychic Research Laboratory. Alec Richfield. This is Emmeline. I was engrossed casting a horoscope. Otherwise, I would have known it was you wanting to contact me. You received an invitation? Wait a minute. Let me see. It's from Leo Granger, inviting you to a weekend at Fog Island. Just a minute. Furthermore, I can tell you the date. It's for the 16th. What? Well, of course my powers of divination haven't diminished.
What do you make of it, Emily?
Well, are you consulting me professionally as an astrologist or socially as a friend?
Well, I thought as a good friend of old standing.
In that case, I'd say Leo wanted something. Advice. As you may recall, he never went into any big ventures without first consulting me.
Yes. And you never advised him without first asking John Kavanaugh what to tell him.
Kavanaugh was very generous with me when I influenced Leo's transactions.
Yes. And your influence paid you well. However, I'm curious to know what you think Leo's up to.
Well, I, for one, am going out to Fog Island to find out. And you?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Nevertheless, I'll probably see you out there amongst the others.
And just who would the others be?
Why, our own little crowd, of course. John Kavanaugh, Sylvia Jordan, and... Yes, that's right.
What has Leo Granger to say, John?
How do you know this is from Leo Granger?
As a private secretary for years, I might at least be expected to recognize his handwriting, don't you think?
Of course.
Have you read between the lines?
Read what?
That I might see justice done?
Well?
Doesn't it occur to you that Leo may have found out how you played up to Karma while he was out of the way?
I didn't. I always liked Karma. There was no point in avoiding her just because he got into trouble.
And there was no point, I suppose, in your chartering that boat all by yourself just to call on her at Fog Island.
Who said I chartered a boat?
The man who owned it.
He also admitted taking a veiled woman out to the island, alone.
I never wear veils. Besides, why should I want to see Karma?
To get information.
That needn't exclude you in Leo's mind as one of Alec's henchmen.
How do you know that?
I know Leo Granger. I know the way his mind works. He's a very suspicious and vindictive man.
How about Kingsley? Emmeline Bronston? Yes, even you. Don't forget the damaging effect your testimony as his private secretary had on the case.
I'm not forgetting it. Nevertheless, I don't expect Leo ever to forgive me. Leo Granger will never forgive any one of us.
5 years in the penitentiary can do a lot to a man.
Not to Leo Granger.
You get one of these? The same?
Identically. And I dare say there's a half a dozen others floating around amongst our erstwhile associates.
Should you go?
I think so.
You're not afraid?
Are you?
Well, not exactly afraid, but,
But what?
maybe intrigued. After all, he got away with quite a fortune. If he's going to pay off, I want to be there.
That's what I thought. And if you go, I'll go. And if we go, the others will go.
Will they?
There's safety in numbers.
Sound of their voices, I'd say about 4 or 5. I can't tell through this fog.
Good. Oh, Allison,
Yes, sir.
the guests are here. Will you look after the luggage?
Very well, sir.
Well, how are you, Leo?
Quite fit, John, and you?
Never better.
Oh, Leo.
Now, Sylvia, this is a curious place. Yes, strangely enough, it was built by pirates. But you shouldn't have any difficulty in finding your way around, John.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again, Sylvia, after all this time.
Thanks, Leo. You're looking well.
You know, penitentiaries aren't exactly a health resort. I wouldn't recommend them to my friends. There's a fire waiting.
Thanks, sir.
Leo. If it's any consolation to you, your water sign predicts satisfaction for you here.
What about you, Emmeline?
Me? Oh, don't you know a seer is never any good for herself?
That's a climb.
Getting soft, Alec?
Oh, not so you do, is it, Leo? Of course, cigars may have cut my wind a bit, but I still smoke them when I want them.
Something I was forced to give up, cigars.
You got those that I sent you?
Yes, I got them, but they weren't my fancy. However, my cellmate enjoyed them and survived.
Lucky.
Hello, Mr. Granger. I'm Jeff Kingsley, son of Jefferson Kingsley, to whom you sent an invitation. Apparently you didn't know Dad died a month ago.
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You don't mind, of course, my coming out here to see justice done?
Of course not. Come in.
Thank you.
Do you know all the others?
I introduced myself to them on the launch on the way out. Yes, I know everyone, including your stepdaughter, although I don't know that she remembers me from college. Hello.
Hello?
It's been a long time.
Yes.
Surprised?
Somewhat.
Would you like me to explain?
I don't think that's necessary.
You're not very glad to see me, are you?
Should I be?
Maybe not. Would it bore you out any if I were to tell you I'm glad to see you?
Thanks.
I'm sure you're all wondering why I invited you here. So let's settle that question right now at the beginning. I invited you out here for, let me say, retribution.
Stop it.
Are we on? We're back! Nap for a minute, right, Bram? Bram agrees. See you later. Oh, blah, blah, blah!
I named him after
He reminds me of, and I know Jacques will hate this, but from the guys online, the boys, Smashing, because he has no neck.
I'm not giving them any credit in the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, boys.
No.
Sorry, boys.
Not
You're
here.
out.
Not like this.
Not like
Yeah.
this.
Unless you want to, cut us in on some of your followers.
No.
No.
We don't want their people
We're not
following
getting a
us.
signal boost from the boys. We're not getting...
We are not getting a signal boost from the boys. Our videos are much too long.
And they're quality. Our videos are quality.
Quality stuff.
They're
That's
not
a lie.
2003 Cartoon Network.
Ooh, yeah. I like the brush heads. Those are fun.
Yeah, 2003 Cartoon
It's supposed to be from the scream,
Network. Yeah, the
but
painting.
it sounds more like the squeak.
Well, I mean,
I thought it was supposed to be a dog toy.
it is.
Can you imagine that? What was his name? Edward Munch?
Yeah, he probably would love it, knowing that one of his
My
famous
pain
works
and
is,
agony has been converted into a doggy toy, and the first thing your dog's going to do is rip this open and take out the squeaker.
I thought you were gonna say something else and I got scared.
Nothing. If you
No.
squeeze the head, you get nothing. Look,
Dandy, no.
nothing. We've lost the camera person Dandy line.
Bad.
Camera person Dandy is up
I
here.
got a spray bottle.
Bad camera person.
Bad.
Ooh.
Bad camera person. Oh, Bram, you're so fat. So he's not. He is not. He weighs nothing. He weighs absolutely nothing. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna listen to Monster Mash anyway.
No.
No. Not again.
You did the bit once.
All right, we don't do that.
The bit's over.
Go, Bram. What are you doing, man? All right.
You gotta find a spot for him.
You know, I'm trying to think of a spot to put him where I won't get perverted, so I can't, like, put him down here.
No.
Well, you can make him like sit. Yeah.
Stay, Bram, stay. Good, Bram.
Blah, blah.
Jacques has the plague.
No, I'm just sick.
Stay over there.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna
We
lie.
got this. We got the.
No.
Got the.
No.
I got the Rona.
Oh, he's got that fever for the Backstreet Boy tickets.
I'm just popping with the Rona.
Stop.
Is that my Rona?
My Rona.
Rona?
I hate y'all. But that's okay.
All right. Apparently we're freestyling. Oh, do we normally just freestyle and say whatever we want anyways?
Yes.
That's nothing new.
When did we ever talk about the movie?
Well, I love Lionel Atwill because he is always just out of his mind.
The
Yes.
premise of the movie sounds good.
You can tell that he's out in Zucco, or
Zucco.
Zucco, or City with the size of feta cheese, whatever his name is always crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a restrained performance.
Isn't
George.
Zitty with a side of feta cheese literally just Zucco again? Just
Yes.
Back to Zucco. Could be worse. Could be a bunny rabbit that hops like a chicken.
There are worse things.
Well,
chicken.
bunnies
You have
can
chicken feet?
Yeah, they can
like
hop.
that.
That isn't chicken. Oh, actually, don't. That's not a
Yeah.
funny thing.
Where they get their both their hind legs and they just
We should have done
kinda-
that first. Oh, he died.
They just kind of go for it.
Look, he's okay, folks. We wouldn't let anything happen to Mr. Bunny. Much. I was just gonna agree. Oh, there you go. There you go. So,
He's dead.
let's go.
Oh my
let's
God.
go back.
He's dead.
Oh, it's the guy in the box. He wants out, folks.
Are you liking the bit?
Are we gonna leave him out? What?
You a fan of this bit?
No.
All right. So why don't you go back and watch some more of the movie Fog Island, not Murder Island. Although I'd have watched that first.
I'm sure there's a movie called Murder Island.
I'm sure that the minute you say it, there's a movie called Murder Island. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So you go watch some more movie and then come right back.
Retribution is not a word. It can mean so many things. It could mean reward, the return of money you think I stole from you. It could mean giving you an opportunity of getting even with me, or with each other. It could mean revenge, seeking a life for a life. You see, you killed something very dear to me. It might have been friendship, it might have been my ideals, it might have been my wife. Perhaps you never knew it, but I happen to love Karma. She was more than just a wife to me. She was my ideal, my friend. Whichever one of you killed her will kill again and just as wantonly. So let me warn you, the innocent among you, to be wary of the murderer whenever he or she finds it necessary to strike again. And that, my dear friends, concludes the business of the evening. Now let's all be as sociable as we can. Oh, I omitted to mention that we have another house guest, Doc Lake. You all remember Doc Lake? I'm sure. My accountant who was sent up with me. Doc, our friends are having a little drink. Perhaps you'd care to join them.
Good evening. Since Leo puts it so delicately, I'd be delighted to have a drink. And renew old acquaintance.
Oh, by the way, I'm afraid I had to send the launch back to the mainland for some slight repairs. It'll be back in the morning, probably. In the meantime, I'm quite sure you'll find every convenience on this island, except, of course, the telephone. Dinner will be at 8:30. Many years ago, it was the custom of this household, when it was in the hands of pirates, to let a man eat his fill, then permit him to know his fate. I'm not so barbaric, of course. I'm merely following the old custom by giving each one of you a token favor, or clue, shall we say, to retribution. Perhaps it's the key to your happiness, my dear. Oh, Kingsley, there is a superstition that the gift of a knife will cut friendship. I'm not superstitious, are you?
Not with this in my hand, I'm not.
I think I'll retire. I have been used to very early hours these last few years. Gail, I think our guests will enjoy a little music if you feel so disposed.
Anything special you would like?
No, anything you like. Preferably something favoring the woodwinds.
Why, the woodwinds, Leo.
I don't know, dear. There's something very plaintive about the music of oboes, flutes, clarinets, and something very enticing.
Mind if I join you?
And if I did?
I'd join you anyway.
You tried that before.
And missed.
And this time?
I'm your guest, remember?
Not mine. Leo Granger's.
Telling me what this is all about.
What is all about?
This party or whatever it is.
Don't you know?
No.
Then why did you come?
I had my reasons.
I'm sure of that.
Good reasons.
From your point of view?
All of which means you're not going to tell me?
That's right.
Which also means you don't trust me?
Right.
Odd favors Leo gives. Or do you understand yours?
Yours, Dr. Lake? I suspect Leo wants to keep track of you. Mine is really quite simple. Leo always said my pencils weren't practical. The eraser, of course, is one of Leo's little innuendos. I have a feeling Leo is not in his right mind. Have you felt that?
You understand, I hope, that I never actually practiced the profession of medicine.
Nevertheless, that doesn't prevent you from hazarding a personal opinion.
Not necessarily. But as a student of the occult, perhaps you could hazard an opinion.
The sign, Pisces. Of course you know what his sign indicates. 2 fishes swimming in opposite direction and with Jupiter in the ascendant. I should not like to predict what would happen.
His health, never too sturdy, hasn't been aided by prolonged inactivity. I shouldn't like to hazard an opinion either.
You know, Doctor, I think you and I have something in common.
No? What's that, may I ask?
We've both been in Leo's confidence. I, from an astral point of view, have been in his spiritual confidence, and you, from a business point of view, have been in his financial confidence.
Oh.
So, possibly by pooling our information, we might work more or less together to our mutual advantage.
Clever of you to discern that. What's the matter?
In there. John, do you know of any way we can get off this island?
There isn't any way. I asked the butler. Why?
I'm afraid.
Of what?
I don't know. But this to Leo always suggested death.
What to Leo might this suggest?
What is it?
Multiplication tables, 2 times 2 and so on.
It might be one of Leo's subtle warnings, insinuating you're not to attempt any more juggling of figures to your own satisfaction. But I get a feeling it goes deeper than that. Tables, skulls. What did Alec get?
Oh, I didn't see. He stuffed it in his pocket too fast.
Alec knows something. I wonder what that key is to.
What key?
One Gale got.
Why don't you find out?
I will when I get a chance.
Watch out for young Kingsley. I don't trust him.
Suppose you watch out for young Kingsley.
I will.
I didn't know you played so well.
Didn't you?
You know, there was a time I thought I knew pretty much about you.
Did you?
Remember the long walks in the rain? horseback rides, tennis. The time you beat me 6-3. The funny things you used to like, your craving for red, chocolate sundaes, opals. They weren't your birthstones, were they? No, I thought not. They were always bringing you hard luck. Like the time we were going to the symphony together and you had on your new high-heeled red slippers. Your heel got caught in a grating. You know, it's a shame I couldn't get those nails to stay in. We went down the aisle together. And you don't know how much trouble I had getting those tickets right in the third row just to show you off. Oh, I've still heeled, by the way, but I don't suppose you have any use for it, will you?
I haven't any use for any heel.
No, I thought not. But will you ever forget our picnic down by the riverbank? With that great field of daisies behind us, the weeping willows? Remember how ecstatic you were about the weeping willows? You know, you haven't done what Leo asked you to.
You mean the woodwind?
Yes, have you forgotten?
No.
Let me in on it, will you?
In on what? Oh, that. No.
Why not?
Well, you find out if you think it's important.
Gail, is anything important to you?
Yes. Solitude.
For the look into the future. What do you say?
You want me to cast horoscopes?
Oh, no, nothing so individual. I meant something you would let us all in, like, a seance.
Oh, a seance. Well, if you're all in accord, why don't you gather round the desk?
Good. For you, Emily. Of course, Emily, you'll want the lights out.
It was better, of course.
I'll attend to that.
Burden on your soul. A heavy burden. So heavy it may submerge you. I don't know why it is, but I feel as if water was coming up over me. I feel the sensation of drowning.
Stop it, stop it. I don't want to hear any more.
Very well, then. strange, but I can't seem to reach you. You seem to bar the way. No. Bars are in the way.
We'll skip me for the moment. And for yourself, what do you see?
Myself? It's very difficult to see for myself. But I feel about to be elevated.
Oh! Stop it! Stop it! Oh! Somebody turn on the light.
I will. Neat trick, that. Mind telling me how you did it?
It was no trick.
Where are you going?
I have an idea.
What about?
Gail's key.
Oh. Seance over already, Emmeline?
Yes, Alec, I'm rather tired tonight.
Why did you turn in?
I think I will. I wonder if you'd get me a book, Alec. I'm tired but not sleepy. I thought perhaps you might pick out something from Leo's shelf over there.
Don't you think you better select your own reading material, Emmeline?
You have such a good mind.
Oh. Tut, tut. Would you be looking for any book in particular, Alec? For Emmeline? Something light, of course. Oh, yes. How about this? What is it? Crime and Punishment. Ideal.
Thank you, Alec.
Say, it's getting late. Time we were all turning in. How about it, John? Ready to call it a night? We are.
I might as well.
Ready, Emily?
Doing out here?
I might ask you the same question.
Catch cold in this fog.
The air's warm.
Mind telling me what you're running away from?
Am I running away?
Of course. First from all your friends by coming out to this desolate spot to live, and now from everyone inside.
What right have you to pry into my private affairs?
Maybe I like you.
You have a very peculiar way of showing it.
Well, I'm a very peculiar person.
Yes.
Maybe I like you more than you realize.
Really?
I realize you're just a little girl in a lot of trouble.
What trouble?
That I mean to find out.
Is that all you mean find out?
No, but that'll do for a starter.
And after that?
Gail, have I ever done anything to make you mistrust me?
You came out here with the others, didn't you?
Obviously.
Why?
To see you.
We're back! We're back! Time has
Here's my
passed.
special morbid ears to listen for the beep, since camera person Dandelion just leaves us hanging.
Yeah.
Gives us
We would have
diddly-
looked like idiots if we didn't know the bumper started. Oh,
That hasn't prevented us from looking like idiots. So, Jacques, I think it's time for us to talk about Video games.
Monster Hunter!
Uh-oh, here we go.
There's a new Monster Hunter!
There it is.
It's for the Switch! It's really good.
How many hours of sleep have you had there, Jacques?
I slept a lot more recently because I am the sickness.
The sickness has prevented him from playing.
But
They had to chain him to the bed so he would sleep.
I beat the village quest part of the campaign in the first day.
The first day?
Yeah. Remember when you said you came down and then you said, "Did you beat it yet?" I lied.
Said no.
I did, but now I have to do the hub quest version of the story, which is the continuation of the story.
Ooh, very good.
But the monsters are harder.
The monsters are harder?
Well, yeah, high rank.
So, is this Monster Hunter better than Xbox Monster Hunter?
I like this Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is good.
Yeah. And I recently bought a copy of Warsong.
There's no such thing as a better Monster Hunter.
They're all good.
Except for the first one. Everything's better than the first one.
The first one was Trash Fire?
The first one was definitely a necessary stepping stone.
What was the system?
PS2.
Oh, I've seen some god-awful games on the PS2.
Well, imagine everything that's garbage about PS2 mechanics and it was in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's that god-awful 64 game? Superman 64.
Yeah, that god-awful 64 game, Mario 64.
Oh, no, Mario!
That god-awful 64 game, Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that. Yep, I agree. Yep.
The other awful one, Banjo-Tooie.
That's not fair. That was just...
Banjo-Kazooie's fun, though.
Of course it is.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie's hilarious.
Ooh.
Banjo-Tooie was like, I just got bored with it.
At least it's not nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts doesn't count. Nuts and bolts doesn't exist. We don't talk about nuts and
What's
bolts.
that? Ratchet and Clank?
No. Banjo, Kazooie, nuts and bolts.
Ew, is it a new one?
No.
It's not new.
It's
Is it crappy like the flying game for the Game Boy?
Worse.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
It had...
Sort of like, what was it? Sonic Adventures?
Which one?
With Big Kitty.
No, which one? There's more than one Sonic
First one.
Adventure.
First one.
They're both terrible.
With
But Sonic Adventure 2 is worse.
Big Cat.
Yeah, Big the Cat.
Big the Cat! With his little frog friend.
Monster Hunter Rise is really good.
Okay, yeah, apparently we're going to leave it at that.
It's getting more stuff. It's getting more stuff soon.
Alright.
More monsters soon. Chameleos is coming back.
Yeah.
Chameleon.
Oh,
He
you
can
think-
turn invisible.
Because he's a chameleon?
Yeah.
So, funny side story. Back in the day, there was Grant Morrison wrote a great run on Animal Man. The Animal Man has this full-length costume with a little mask, and you can see his hair that he's a blonde, you can see his face right here.
Yeah.
This is really all that's visible on Animal Man's costume. So he's fighting Beast, who's gotten this weird sickness, and he's trying to save his gorilla friend.
Yeah.
So
That's Beast does.
here's Animal Man fighting Beast, and he sees a chameleon, so he takes the power, stands in front of this boulder. So this part of him and this part of him turn gray, but his costume didn't change color. Beast beat the crap out of him.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be able to change the color of your clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Only you. He learned from that lesson. So.
Yeah.
And he didn't die, so that time.
And Chameleos can steal your items
Oh, that
What?
sounds
with
awful.
its tongue.
That sounds
Because it's a chameleon.
Does he eat him?
Yeah. And you don't get them back.
What if he poops them out?
Nope.
He doesn't poop them out?
You lose them forever.
He digests them completely? He has
Yep.
a perfect digestive system?
When you kill them, you don't get them back.
Oh, man.
Chameleos rocks.
Oh, man! Alright, you folks, you need to go finish watching Fog Island. See what George Zucco, Zitty, with a side of feta cheese,
Yeah.
is up to. Pretty sure by this point, Lionel Atwill might be dead. So you never know. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen this
Well, yeah. Don't they all?
movie. We can only hope they all died. Those are the best ones.
Well, you're on a trap island.
Trap Island, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not.
Trap
Stop. Stop right there.
It's like going to Luigi's Mansion.
You know it's not a good idea.
Right? Someone told you there were some $6 dollar bills.
No, Luigi got into Luigi's Mansion because he thought it was his summer home that he won in a free raft.
That's awful. That's
the plot of the first Luigi's Mansion.
That's yeah. Everyone was you never do that, kids. If you get an offer for a free summer home, you didn't win.
It was King Boo trying to trick him to come there.
It's literally a murder mansion.
So we can turn them into paintings.
See? There you go.
But the ghosts were hot.
No, that's
The
that's,
third one?
Yeah, that's the third one. The ghosts are hot in the third one.
I am so sad to hear there's 3 of these.
I am also pretty sad.
He got tricked 3 times.
That means Luigi at this point is just a moron.
Yes.
Luigi's personality is 10% fear and 90% being green.
Yeah.
That's it. There you go. He's green. He's a green boy. All right, go finish watching the movie. Come back later.
I don't believe you.
Gail, why don't you break down? Be yourself. Why don't you let me help you?
There's only one way you can help me, and that is to leave me alone.
Now look here, young lady. Don't try my patience too far. You might as well know once and for all I have no intention of leaving you alone.
Very well, then. I'll leave you alone.
I came in to borrow some cleansing cream.
Why, of course.
I'm not robbing you, am I?
No, I seldom use it.
Oh, but you should nightly, my dear.
Too much bother.
Nothing should be too much bother to protect your skin.
In this climate, one doesn't need to take the trouble.
But if you don't take the trouble to preserve your skin now while it's healthy, you'll regret it.
I'll chance that.
Already it shows the signs of neglect.
Ma?
What an interesting room. Your mother didn't decorate it. These things were here when Leo bought the place.
Leo bought it. I thought Karma bought it for him.
Leo bought it in car.
Yes, sir. Just tidying up a bit, sir. As a butler? Or as an escaped lifer, Al Jenks? That's a lie. What, that you're an escaped lifer? I acted a bit phony as a butler when Granger wasn't around. I made some pretty wise contacts in the big house. Contacts that could find out a lot of things. I wrote a few letters. I've some answers. Came over with the mail for the guests tonight. Like this one. Hello, Dot's cooking. The eel you described with the scar across his left palm. Certainly Al Jenks, the lifer who crashed out of here about a month ago. I thought you ought to know because...
Enjoying yourself, Doc?
Yes, I was just looking for you, Leo.
Indeed.
Guests seem a bit ill at ease.
That's a pity. I've given them the run of the house. What more could they have me do?
Give them enough rope, eh, Leo?
Something like that.
They're all wondering what you've got up your sleeve.
Including you, Doc.
Have you forgotten, Leo? I know what you've got in mind for them. Have you forgotten that time in Stir when I showed you how they framed the two of us and you blew your top? And that day when you learned your wife had been murdered. The day you really went stir crazy. Have you forgotten what you said to me that day?
Under the circumstances, no one could hold me accountable for what I said.
Couldn't they? And especially if what you said came to pass.
What'd I say, Doc?
Plenty. And if it took your last dollar.
That's just exactly what it did.
What, take your last dollar? Oh, that's a good one.
That's a fact. However, if you prefer to believe as do that I have a fortune buried here, I can't prevent you. But you said you were looking for me. What for?
I thought you might like to know what your guests are doing.
I know pretty well what they're doing.
After all, there was nothing I could ever tell Karma that was encouraging. All I saw for her was trouble and worry and her tragic end.
You ever saw that?
Oh, yes, quite clearly and in detail. I saw her choking her into insensibility.
That's a lie.
It is? How do you know?
She wasn't choked to death. She was stabbed with a knife.
Perhaps you know for certain that she wasn't first strangled into unconsciousness.
You're making the whole thing up to give the impression you're clairvoyant. Unless you had something to do with her murder.
I had less to do with her murder than you had.
Why, you fraud, if you dare to...
Come in.
Perhaps you ladies don't realize it, but your voice is when you get excited.
Thank you for stopping us, Alec.
And you're keeping this young lady from her rest.
You're very considerate, Mr. Richfield. I really would like to go to bed.
Of course, I merely thought I might...
Come along, Alec. It was your idea to leave Gail alone.
My pipe cleaners, I thought I left them here.
I didn't know you smoked a pipe.
Oh, didn't you?
I've always been very interested in pipes. Do you mind if I have a look at yours?
Certainly. I must have left it in my room.
Doubtlessly. Have a cigar.
Thanks.
Light?
Thanks. You're not smoking?
Not at the moment.
Uh-huh. Very good cigar.
As you should know, Alec, I've always thought of my comforts, even managed to get a few where you sent me.
You're forgetting that having arranged for your defense, we got you off with 5 years instead of 25.
5 years was long enough for you to accomplish your purpose, Alec. 5 years as receiver for Granger Incorporated gave you ample time to liquidate my enterprises for your own advantage.
By the time you got through milking your enterprises, there was nothing left to liquidate.
So you came over here to the island to see what you could get out of Karma.
I advise you to be careful of your accusations, Leo.
You're not fooling anybody now, Alec. There's no jury here, no judge, nor will there be any witness.
Does that constitute a threat,
Take
Leo?
it for what it's worth, Alec. I might have let you off had you been content merely with getting me out of the way for a while. But that you put Karma out of the way permanently, for that, Alec...
Keep away, Leo.
You can't escape, Alec.
Oh, can't I?
It was you who murdered Karma. I thought you all along, but I wanted proof. I've got that proof now, Alec. Obviously, that was the way you struck her down. A sudden thrust in the dark, without warning, without giving her the slightest opportunity of defending herself. You very stupidly used the same technique, the same knife, no doubt. So you see now, Alec, that you're not as clever as you thought you were. You see now, don't you, that you played right into my hands. You see now, Alec. You convicted yourself, Alec. You've sealed your own doom. You've signed your own death.
Very interesting, Emmeline. Very interesting indeed. And a little amusing.
What is?
The fact that Leo should give you the key without the means of using it.
I don't know what you mean.
You know what that key opens?
No.
Or how to get to what it opens?
No.
I thought not, but I do. So it seems to me it might be wise for us, you and I, to pool our resources, shall I say, and split proceeds.
Equally?
Share and share alike.
I'll handle the key.
As you wish. Follow me. Since you have the key, the privilege is yours, my dear Emily.
What are you doing here, Kingsley?
I was just wondering what you were doing.
Oh, I don't think it would do you any good to find out.
I am, but how about you, Jeff? How does your head feel?
Feels as though somebody had thrown the book at it.
It was a chair.
Oh, yeah, that phony doctor. I've got to find him.
Jeff, take it easy, please.
After the way he conked me,
But he's a dangerous criminal. He has a prison record.
he's got more than that coming to him. And I think I know where to find him.
Jeff, don't. Please. For my sake.
For your sake.
Yes, Jeff. Look. Come on. You'd better sit down.
But, Gail, you don't seem to understand. I caught him going through the desk. Gail, do you have any idea what he was looking for?
Well, I think I know. Mother told me once. It's something about the top center drawer. Something in it or near it that exposes a secret hiding place for valuables.
Valuables?
Uh-huh.
Well, don't you think you ought to take a look and see if we got away with anything?
I have looked. I don't know how to operate it.
Let me try.
Splitting it 50-50. What makes you think
Well, that's very generous of you, John, seeing you think that gun is loaded.
Of course it's loaded. I loaded it myself before dinner.
You don't think I trust you around me with a loaded gun, do you?
You idiot! How did you know I wasn't going to give you his half?
Oh, I know you, John. Scout, the clue Leo gave me. You're right, Alec. What we're looking for must be hidden in here.
The table. The clue that Leo gave me.
This slab here,
Yes.
John, give me a hand with this paper. Now.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's have it understood now. We share it 3 ways.
Let's make it 4 ways. Just for the sake of sociability. What makes you imagine you're entitled to anything? I know where the bodies are buried. All right. Understood then. We'll split 4 ways. Now give me a hand.
To the box.
Wait. Now.
Keep it there, John. Must be the one that opens it.
You don't have the sense to get it. Give it to me. I like it. Oh, a minute.
What is it? Read it.
Yes, read it. To whom it may concern, this represents all I ever stole from Granger Incorporated. The paper this is written on. Unfortunate investments did the rest. May I suggest you divide it equally among yourselves so that I may feel justice is done. Sincerely, Leo Granger. I don't believe it.
I do. It's just like Leo to have the last laugh. John, look!
Let's get out of here. There's no door now, look. Get that chisel, Alec. Here, let me try. Oh.
That's a trick.
Oh, Jeff, look, there.
Where?
There.
Here, you hang on. Now, hold on. Hey, I'll bet the key Leo Granger gave you opens that box.
Mother's jewelry. Jeff, wait, listen to this. Gail, darling, this is all that's left of my inheritance. When Leo got into his financial difficulties, I gave him everything else I had to try to save him, but it went with the rest, into unfortunate investments. Please don't blame him too much. He tried. But Gail, darling, leave this island as soon as you can. There's no good will ever come to anybody here. God bless you and try to be happy. Your loving mother. Poor mother. She knew.
You mean she knew what you put yourself through needlessly, Gail?
Needlessly.
Yes. Don't think I haven't seen through you. Don't think I don't know why you ran away from us all. It was your wounded ego.
Ego? But, Jeff, every place I went, people looked at me accusingly. I knew what they were thinking. They were thinking she's Leo Granger's stepdaughter, and she'll come in for her share of his loot, too.
I know what you were thinking, Gail, but you were wrong. Dead wrong. Why, I'll bet you even thought that was the way I felt about you.
Of course.
And you thought I came out here with those cheap chiselers to grab off a hunk of loot.
Oh, I didn't know what to think, Jeff. I didn't want to, but how could I think otherwise? You came over with them.
Away from this. Are you dirty rat? You wouldn't even give a woman a break. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be in this. Well, I suppose this is all my fault. We shall testimony that convicted him.
John, help me! I can't swim!
What's that?
It's the launch coming back.
Your launch?
I recognize the motor.
How long will it take you to pack?
For what?
Well, you're carrying out your mother's wishes, aren't you? Remember, she said leave the island at once? And that's now.
No, but Jeff...
Don't argue. I'm taking you away from this place at once. Even if I have to kidnap you.
You won't have to kidnap me, Jeff.
Well, then hurry.
I'm ready.
Let's get going.
Oh, but I'll have to find Leo and tell him I'm going. He isn't in his room.
I found Leo. He has no objection to you going.
Oh, but don't you think we ought to find out if any of the others want to come with us?
I found that out, too. They're not coming with us. Not this trip. I'll send the launch back to them later. There's sun on the mainland, Gail. That's what you need, Gail. Sun. More than anything else. Unless it's me.
I'll settle for both, Jeff.
Yeah, you can.
No,
He
you
just has
can't
to cut it
swear.
out. He just has to. Oh, this one's just oh
Oh,
Are we back on?
wait, ooh or oh?
No, this is 2 O's in it.
That's oh.
Oh
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back
We're
on.
back?
Are we back?
We're back?
Are we back?
rolling?
Are we rolling?
We're rolling?
Tucker?
Are we
Tucker,
action?
rolling?
Movie's over! Yay!
Killjoy.
Killjoy. Oh, we still have the giant ball of, from the raffle.
I forgot what most of them say, so I like reading them off to see what people wrote.
It's a surprise for everybody.
It's a surprise for everyone. Since we had, what was it, like 10 entries?
Yeah,
And everybody got something?
everybody got
We
something.
sent, some people we were evil and sent them that Infinite Clown War movies.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
I know, right?
It was fun.
The guy that made that, what was he thinking? I don't know. Secret identities are such a wonderful thing to have.
Whoever made that movie, man, what a stooge, am I right?
Right? Lucky you had the camera pointed at the actors. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I don't got any money.
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie right there. That's literally it. If you haven't seen it, I'll put an email down here. You can write to us and I'll send you a copy.
Clown.
That one scene is literally the saving grace for the movie. Well, that and the naked.
Clown titties.
We got
I was not
titties.
impressed.
You didn't see your butt.
You did not.
I had to hold a tarp for the entire scene. I didn't get to see anything.
I held a tarp too.
Yeah, but you got to look at her.
Yeah, because I'm the worst.
There you go. See?
You know what I got to look at?
The road.
Race.
Well, there you go.
We shouldn't roast people like this.
I'm very excited to
It was
announce
hot. It was.
that, although I had absolutely nothing to do with it, in just a few short days, Kong vs. Godzilla will be coming out.
Oh, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be
For all
freaking
of
great.
you
It's gonna be a
naysayers out there-
minimum of
Did you just swear?
I said frickin'.
Oh,
We're gonna cut that out. Too.
we're not freaking us. You can freak all the freaky freak you want. For all you naysayers out there for this movie, when you're gonna, okay, is there a giant radioactive lizard?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Correct.
Is there a big monkey?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Do at some point in the
Well-
movie, do they fight?
Yeah.
Yes, I know this for a fact.
You've seen trailers.
He's not a monkey.
He's an ape.
Ape, whatever.
There's a difference.
Ooh, ooh, ah,
He's a unga bunga.
Unga bunga.
Unga
Anyway,
bunga it
If
is.
at any point in this movie do these giant things beat the crap out of each other, that's a great movie. I don't want to hear about, this, no, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, but what if the one that I like doesn't win?
Go. Die.
And I learned something
It doesn't matter.
because toy manufacturers are morons.
Ooh.
So I saw a Funko Pop for the movie, which verifies. Do you want spoilers or no?
No.
Yes.
No, shut
Yes,
up! It
yes.
comes out in 3 days. Shut up!
Let's do this.
I'll
Tell it to her later.
I'll tell it to her later.
Let me guess. Do they? Neither of them win, and they have to fight some third threat.
Starts with an M, ends with Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla. You know what? It makes sense he would show up there. It's a dumb Earth Defense Force garbage thing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for
I
watching big
hate the
things.
Earth Defense Force.
I'm here to
They
watch
suck.
big things punch.
Oh,
The only thing that would make it better is if
looks
Gigan
cool.
showed up.
Gigan doesn't need to show up.
But it would be nice.
You're saving him for the third one?
You You save him for Destroy All Monsters.
Ooh, yeah.
That way Anguirus can be in there. He's in Destroy All Monsters.
Well, we're pretty sure there's a couple of frames of him in the last Godzilla movie.
No, apparently that was some different mountain monster.
We tell them that they're stupid. There's no different mountain monster.
Isn't there another mountain monster? King of the Mountain?
You mean King Caesar?
Yeah.
We don't look like Anguirus.
King Caesar's just a big bunny.
Right, just a big floppy-eared bunny man.
With a weird face.
With a weird face and a lion tail.
Do you have lions?
Yeah.
That's all. And then there's the fluffy little thing.
Isn't he supposed to be some sort of weird, like, giant jackrabbit or whatever?
He's jackalope.
He's jackalope.
All he's missing is the horns.
Yeah. Well, his ears are the horns.
Oh, there you go.
He's a big kaiju. He doesn't need horns.
Yes, he does.
How many kaiju you see have horns?
Are there kaijus with horns?
Wasn't there that big elephant in King of the Monsters that had horns?
Look at tusks.
No, I thought he had.
No.
No, I think there might have been one with horns. There was like some weird looking thing with horns.
Yeah, I thought there was.
Looked like a Wendigo.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Wendigo looking
All right,
thing.
last thing you need is a giant Wendigo. Those are cannibals.
Well,
they literally.
What are you gonna cannibalize when you're that big?
A lot of us, all at once.
Well,
no.
Plus, they call Wendigos. They become a Wendigo because they were a cannibal.
Yeah.
And then they continue to still eat people.
Yeah,
if they were true cannibals, wouldn't they just eat other Wendigos?
Well,
No, because when you become a Wendigo, it's not cannibalism anymore.
You're just murder.
You're just.
You're just a murder deer.
You're specifically
Murder
just
elk.
a monster that eats people.
Yes.
A murder elk. Anthropomorphized murder elk.
Yes.
A fuzzy murder elk.
They are not that fuzzy.
Are Wendigos specific? Just like people that eat people so much that they become monsters?
Yes.
Or they did this plot one time in Marvel Comics where
Wow, and Marvel Comics
you
are
couldn't
so
go to Canada.
specific to the source
You
material.
couldn't go to Canada. If you went to Canada, turned everybody into Wendigos. Went on for like a year.
Why?
No one could go to Canada except for Wolverine.
We all know that when all Canadians are half bear.
True. They're made of maple syrup.
Yeah, they're made of maple syrup, they're half bear, and they can pick up cars.
I believe it.
And their bacon is literally just ham.
Well, that's pretty much all the bacon is. It's just pork.
Well, there's looks like ham, though. It's like a little round slice of ham.
Yeah,
Lady
but
bacon.
but it tastes like bacon.
So
It's just thick cut bacon.
now we've just annihilated the
Thick cut bacon
alienated-
discs.
alienated the Canadians. We haven't
No.
picked on Canadians in a while.
We haven't picked on Canadians at all, I don't think.
I think we have at least
It's a long run.
twice.
We've been
Well,
doing
we
this
can't
for a
pick
couple
on them
minutes.
too hard. They have.
They're
all
better
that
than
stuff.
us.
Yeah,
Right, they got the poutine,
they got kids in the hall.
the kids in the hall. Most comedians that are from Canada are funnier than
Any Canadians?
or a lot of people are funnier than just, oh, that's good. Yeah. What are you gonna do? So, all right. I think I'm gonna call it.
Are we
I'm
gonna
gonna call it.
Are we rambling?
Yes.
Bog Island! Island Fog!
You know, Camellios makes the area foggy.
I
So it
thought
kind
that
of
was
ties into
I
with
thought that was just bad programming.
We barely talked about this movie.
He makes the area foggy by breathing.
Fog?
He breathes fog.
You wanna know what monster I like?
So he can make it invisible.
bubble one.
And then you can't see
The
him on
Hooba
the
what?
map either.
The bubble one.
The one made of bubbles?
Mitsuzune, the bubble
Mitsuzune.
dragon.
Oh, the bubble dragon. Yeah,
They're so sweet.
Slippery.
And so colorful. And so they look soft.
And their bubbles are made of lubricants.
No.
Well, their bubbles are made of bubbles.
Right. Which is slippery.
Like soap.
Soap. Soap slippery.
Yeah.
We know.
You'll be extra clean at the end of that fight.
Oh, camera person Danny doesn't know. She doesn't interact with soap that often. So.
Ha! That's true! You got me.
Wow, what a bunch of dirt people.
Well,
All right,
yes!
so. Where were we at? Fog Island?
What are
Fog
we doing?
Island.
Fog
Fog
Island?
Island. Back around the bend we go. Fog Island, folks. I'm glad you stayed to watch. Listen to the inanity, not insanity. We'll come back again when we feel like it.
Yeah.
Watch our shows Sundays at 6 p.m. on Other Worlds TV.
Sunday.
They also have a Patreon thing, and they've been doing a lot of live streaming that I don't understand how that works at all. So you can go watch them do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, as always, I am your host, Jacques. I'm not your host, Jacques.
I'm your
host, Jock Strap. My co-host, Barry Morbid.
It's me, Baron Morbid.
Wait, stop. Reverse that. Willy Wonka reference always makes it better.
No.
Ready?
What?
Good!
He has the power to make poo leave your body. Stop him. I